We are on days 83, 84, and 85 of 100 Days of Good Goes Round.
So I have one I want to share for today about a mom who needs some help for her daughter. And I got this email and it really, really touched me. And I think it's something that everyone can help this little girl with. And all it's going to take is some kind words from you. So her mom, Rachel, is on the phone right now. And Rachel, I'm going to read the email and then I'd love you to add some extra color if you have some. So it says, "Dear Cassie, I've been following your 100 Days of Good Goes Round series. And so I appreciate the positivity you're spreading. It inspired me to reach out because I have a personal story that I think connects closely with the themes you've been sharing, especially your openness about your own journey with body image. My daughter is only in second grade, and she's already faced painful experiences with body shaming in kindergarten and first grade, classmates calling her fat. At a recent well visit, we saw a pediatrician, and the first thing he said to her was, well, you're in the 94th percentile for weight, and that means you weigh more than 94 girls your age." Which, side note, by the way, that pediatrician has terrible bedside manner. There's a way to talk about weight with parents and not make it a thing with the kids. Every pediatrician should have to take mental health training. But anyway, she goes on to write, "I instantly saw her face fall and my heart broke. And it was one of those moments that was so outrageous I thought surely I had misheard him. Since then, she's become very self-conscious about her body. She comments that she's, quote, too chubby or too fat. And sometimes she even restricts herself from eating. And as her mom, it's devastating to watch. She's such a beautiful, vibrant girl, and I want her to grow up confident and healthy without feeling defined by a number on a scale. We are working on healthier family habits, but I want the focus to be on wellness and joy, not on weight. I don't want to dismiss her feelings, but I also don't want to reinforce them in a harmful way. So I'm reaching out to ask if you might be able to share advice, encouragement, or even a segment within the 100 Days of Good Goes Round that could help families like mine. Something that shows kids and parents how to talk about these feelings with compassion, resilience, and positivity. Thank you for the work you're already doing to spread kindness. I truly believe that voices like yours can help make a difference for kids like my sweet girl who need to know that they are more than enough just as they are. With gratitude, Rachel." Hi, Rachel. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. I was going to try and do it without crying, but then you read it and it all came back.
Hey, we've got a minimum here on this show now. It's at least one cry a day. You must have been... It's so infuriating the way that this doctor handled this. I mean, with such a lack of sensitivity.
You know, they had done us a favor because I didn't schedule her well visit in advance, and they're very booked up. And so they said, well, Dr. So-and-so can see her this afternoon. And I thought, great, fine, check the box. You know, she's fine, she's healthy, we just need to check the box. And yeah, he came in and I mean, I don't even think he had really said anything else. And he said, well, you know, you're in the 94th percentile for weight. And that alone, I thought was like, okay, we don't usually start that way. But then to double down and like make sure she was aware of what that meant. I mean, he might as well have just said, hey, Chunky Brewster, like if there's 100 girls in the room, you're on the big side. And so now I see her, you know, when we go to gymnastics, she's sucking in, she's looking at the other little girls. And, you know, listen, I mean, my body type, my family's body type, we are bred to outlast a famine, okay? Like, just no matter how skinny I am, I have bones, I have hips, I have, you know, and it's taken me, I'm 37 and I'm still not fully okay with that. But I'm very cognizant of, like you said, Cassie, like we don't talk about it in front of her. And so it was like, yeah, kindergarten, a little boy called her fat. And then first grade, another little boy told her that her belly was too big to do gymnastics. And then it's reaffirmed by a grown adult man. And so it's like, you know, I don't want to tell her, you know, you're not, and dismiss it, because how she feels is real to her, whether or not it's, you know, not real to me. But I just, you know, what he didn't see and what those boys don't see is my daughter who played in a tournament and played nonstop. And you know this, Bert, 50 minutes of soccer without taking a break because we had no subs. Yeah. And she's 7. Like, that's stamina. Like she's healthy, you know, she's 75th percentile for height, but we didn't focus on that. So yeah, I'm at a loss because I see my beautiful girl. And then when you guys did the segment about the, stand tall for the silent, that's my fear.
Yeah. I don't know how these things go, but she was in the second grade when she was told this by her doctor. You would think, just common sense tells me that you go to the parents and you express your concern, and then you allow the parents to figure out a way to tell her exactly what the doctor is saying, if that's even the route you want to go down.
Well, that's a lazy pediatrician. I mean, I'll go ahead and say that. And if that doesn't, when you look at those metrics, taking into account for the 94th percentile, it doesn't really take into account height. And she's in the 74th percentile. So she is a tall, big girl. I would contact the pediatrician's office and let them know that his words have sparked disordered eating in your child and that he needs to watch himself. But more than that, what I would advise you to do is maybe start talking about bodies, but do it in this way. So one thing we do with my daughter is, she'll be like, Mommy, you have a tummy. And I'll be like, I know, isn't it great? It is so cozy for you to sleep on, and this tummy carried you. And I'll use words like the word fat in a completely neutral tone. So it's so hard because you are combating all the mean kids at school who are weaponizing words like fat and your daughter's tummy and all these natural, normal things. But the more you can use them in neutral terms or do things like showcase, like, hey, you ran for 90 minutes in that soccer game. That is incredible. Like, way to be a powerhouse, and start showing her ways that her body is setting her apart in great ways from other people without dissing other people. I think that's a way to start moving that needle. But there's something else I would like to do for your daughter. And this is where I want the Bert Show fam to come in, because it's all well for mom to sit there and tell your kid, oh, you're wonderful, you're amazing. Kids don't care. It's like the same thing as like when your husband calls you beautiful. You're like, okay, you're supposed to say that. So what I would love to do, if you're okay with this, Rachel, is I would like the Bert Show community to write some words of encouragement for your daughter, who's 7 or 8? Is that how old she is?
She said she just turned 7.
A 7-year-old struggling with weight image. Like, can you, 7-year-old with disordered eating? I would like the Bert Show community to go to thebertshow.com, where I have set up a form where you can write some beautiful words of encouragement for this 7-year-old. And it doesn't have to be about body. It just can be about how amazing she is and how proud we are of her as the Bert Show community. And I will put all of these into a giant card, and we will mail it to Rachel, and then she can give it to her daughter, because I want your daughter to see, for every mean bully there's a kind stranger out there, and the world is a nice place when you find your people.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. Would that be okay, Rachel?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh man, no, I'm tearing up.
I've listened to you guys since before I had her. I was in high school when you guys were in Indianapolis, and I just feel so lost with you aren't given a handbook. Somebody told me they gave a handbook at the hospital. That was a lie. And then they grow up, and you send them off to the world, and you just say, please be kind to my baby. And then when they're not, you can't prevent that. I can't prevent her from going through this. I just thought I had more time.
I know, because it's so cruel that it comes at such a young age. Like, that just seems unfathomable to me. But unfortunately, that is what happens. And I'm telling you right now, and I know this is not what it's about, but you are crushing the mom game right now. The fact that you are acknowledging her feelings, and that I'm not going to dismiss your feelings. I'm going to validate your feelings, but I'm going to give you the tools to combat these people. Because when somebody calls you names, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with how they feel about themselves, which is a really, really hard concept to teach a young child, right? So I can imagine that you're just like, you're at a loss, and you want to protect her heart, because that's what a good mom does. But I think Cassidy has a fantastic idea, and we're just going to have enough positive messages to drown out the negative ones.
For sure.
I know there's no handbook, but I think maybe you should write it.
Yeah, you sound like you're doing a great job.
All right, so I'm going to put you on hold. We'll talk to you off the air a little bit, and then we'll collect all those, and we'll make her feel great, okay?
Awesome. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right, now here's Vanessa. Hey, Vanessa, good morning. You're on the Bert Show.
I just wanted to comment with my daughter. She's had some issues with her BMI being high or things like that because of her height. And my pediatrician had told us, she was like, listen, she's like, first of all, she said, forget BMIs. She said, it's a bunch of baloney, especially with kids. And she said, second of all, she said, people come in all different shapes and sizes. And as long as your child is healthy and growing healthy, that's all that really matters in the long run, is that, and maybe she's a little bit bigger, maybe she's a little bit smaller, but in the end, as long as her overall health is good, that's really all that matters.
Amen to that. Mm-hmm. I think that's what we were trying to stress also. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for calling. Appreciate you.
The Bert Show.